wake up in the morning, pour myself a
From watching her grandfather Ray perform on sold-out stages to scoring a Manitoba Country Music Award, music runs in Catie St. Germain's blood. After playing in cover bands and bars across North America, the Red River Métis artist is charting a new path as a solo musician. On Friday, St. Germain will release her debut EP titled Cleaning House or Trying. Ahead of the release, we sat down with her in her studio to talk about what's on the horizon. Thanks so much for joining us, Catie.
Thanks for having me.
I was wondering if you could maybe kind of just start at the beginning. If you could just tell me a bit about your musical roots.
So I pretty much have been like around music my entire life. Grew up kind of watching my family perform and sing and play instruments and stuff. So pretty much from as long as I can remember, I've been on my fireplace mantle, like belting out songs and singing, pretending I was on a stage. So yeah.
Yeah, and I know you're kind of just starting to embark on a solo career, but I was kind of curious about what inspired that turn.
I definitely knew that I wanted to try my hand at writing my own songs and stuff. I've got 3 boys at home that are kind of watching me, and I'm constantly telling them, you can do anything you put your mind to, and yet I wasn't. So they definitely were my inspiration to kind of try writing a song.
What was it like, growing up in a very musical family? Your grandfather is Ray St. Germain. You have a lot of singers and musicians in your family.
Yeah.
How did that sort of shape you as a musician?
I feel like very much so it shaped me into who I am. And I think another part of it too is just always growing up around so much music and so much talent was very intimidating for a long time. I felt like I was definitely in the shadow a little bit and had to come into my own as a performer and as a singer. And so I learned a lot, but it definitely took me a while to gain the confidence to kind of branch out on my own. I'm gonna be 35 this year, so it took me a while to branch out on my own and start doing this solo thing.
Yeah, and I was wondering if you kind of moved to your debut EP. Can you talk a bit about some of the themes and stories that can be found in the songs in the EP?
So High Forever is a really great love song, super fun and upbeat. And Cleaning House, which is coming out on Friday with the EP, is kind of the next one. It's really just cheeky and attitude-y, and I love that. And then of course a couple that I wrote one's called Last Breath, which I absolutely love, and it's basically just about music, how music has always just been such a huge part of me. So yeah, and then I just can't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah, back to this kind of question of influences, I was curious as to what your Red River Métis heritage plays in your music.
I grew up listening to my grandpa on NCI, they'd have the Métis hour ×2, so I really tend to gravitate towards fiddle and all of that in my music, so I think that plays a huge part, especially in some of the newer stuff that you guys are going to hear.
Yeah, just, being a mother of 3, how do you sort of balance, being a mom and, pursuing music as a career?
I feel like we have a lot of family help, lots of babysitters we trust, and the boys are right in there too. They know that if I have to go to a show, a lot of them are family friendly, so they can come, which is really cool and special. They get to kind of watch me perform, which also brings back a lot of flashbacks of when I was a kid, watching my mom and my grandpa perform. So yeah, very cool.
St. Germain's debut EP, Cleaning House or Trying, will be available to stream on all major platforms this Friday. Sierra Benton's APTN National News, Winnipeg.